what's happening, man? It's Win or Lose TV. I got a special favorite guest in the house today, man. The one and only CEO Charlie, man. How you doing today, man?
Man, it's funny you call me CEO Charlie.
Hey, Charlie Rocket. Hold on, Charlie Buckets now, right?
It's CEO Charlie, a.k.a. Charlie Rocket, a.k.a. Charlie Buckets.
Charlie Buckets. See, you got the AK. That's like the rapper name, you know?
Exactly.
I love that, man. You're in my city doing motivational speaking. Mm-hmm. I got to come out and check you out today. It was amazing.
Thank you, man.
I've been wanting to see you speak and hear you speak for a long time. I just want to take it back to the beginning. Kind of just tell the people really about yourself for the people that might not know. How you got started in the business and some of the things that you accomplished.
Absolutely, man. So I came up in Atlanta, and I was always fascinated by hip hop, and I was just like a young kid that wanted to do business. Like I looked at like hip hop as like a playground for entrepreneurship because it was a kind of like an eat what you kill business. Like there wasn't like a hierarchy. You're not going to have a boss. You don't have to like climb a ladder. It's like if you go kill, you can eat. And me as just a young kid from Atlanta, I was like, this is what I see as the future. And so I wanted to get good at it. So I got good at it through like making a hip hop website and doing videos. And it was like being a media outlet for like upcoming rappers, and blew up, ended up becoming like Soulja Boy's cameraman. Then I got fired, got into management, and I discovered a group called Travis Porter and just hustled my way all the way to the top, like by myself, like, it was crazy, just passing out CDs. Got blessed to be able to work with who at the time was like a big time DJ. And it was crazy for me. I was in my mom's basement and I got a phone call, and there was this dude. When I answered the phone, I was like, oh my God, like DJ Techniques just called me. And like growing up, I'd listen to mixtapes and I would always hear Techniques, mixtape mastermind, street execs. And I was like, hold on, he lives in Atlanta? It was really crazy because like I had like my own Atlanta scene of like all the dance movement.
Yeah.
So I thought I knew all the folks in Atlanta, but DJ Techniques was like more the streets and like the mixtape circuit. So when he called me, I was like, his voice is a little funny. Like he was African. So I was like, this is what DJ Techniques sounds like. And he said, Charlie, I really like what you got going on with Travis Porter. And he said, take down my email address, email me that song, Black Boy, White Boy. I'm going to put it on my next mixtape. I'm like, oh, Lord, this is a big deal. Like, we're about to be on a big old mixtape.
So let me ask you this, not to cut short. So the Street Execs name, he already had the name?
He already had the name.
He already had the Street Execs?
It was a mixtape company. So my management company was called Spit Your Game Management. It was basically just named after my website. So he asked me to email him the song. I'm like, okay, what's your email? And like Techniques is spelled funny, like with a K and a Z.
Right.
And apparently I didn't email the right email address. So he calls me back 2 weeks later and he's like, yo, Charlie, like, I got to be honest with you. Like, I wanted to help you. You don't even email me the track. Like, bro, like, honestly, I don't really mesh with you like that.
Right.
And I'm like, what you talking about? I emailed you the song. Like, let me try to re-email it. And I said, how do you spell it correctly? So I sent it again. And so a couple weeks passed. I didn't hear from him. And I saw his mixtape come out. And our song wasn't on it. I was like, oh, Lord, I done messed up the relationship. The one relationship. The one person. I done ruined it. And so I called him. And he was like, yeah, bro, like, you didn't even email me the second time. Like, Charlie, I can't want you to be successful. Like, I'm trying to help you, and I asked you twice to email something. I'm like, I know I emailed it. I never would have thought that would have become my business partner.
Right.
And we became, like, best friends. Like, I said, let me just meet with you in person. There's something wrong with my email or whatever the problem was. I'm just a young manager trying to figure it out. And I met with him in person. And he was just so cool, so nice to me. And we just started working together. And then Al was his business partner. And so we started managing Travis Porter, and it took off. And I loved them so much, but it was just Travis Porter's DJ and Travis Porter's road manager. Like they weren't
so not to cut you short, but on the way up doing in the midst of all this going on, like how was the Atlanta music scene then? Was it real supportive? Like was everybody at that time like still supporting each other like they have now or no?
Yeah, it was really supportive. So like when you're coming up in Atlanta, everybody collaborates. It's very much like a machine. Like I think that's why Atlanta produces so many artists, because everybody is working together. We're all going to the same clubs. We're all interacting with the same DJs. It's almost like a factory.
Right.
And I noticed with a lot of like smaller cities, like there's this kind of this like old saying, crabs in a bucket. You know what that means?
I definitely know. It's crabs in the buckets in every city you go into.
Yeah, so it's like for the people listening, if they don't know what crabs in a bucket means, it's like, okay, you got all these crabs and one's trying to get out of the bucket. They're all climbing to get out. So another crab sees that crab getting out and they like pull it down so that they could try to get out. And it ends up none of the crabs get out of the bucket because anytime one's trying to get out, somebody pulls them back down. But in Atlanta, it's not really like that. You got some people like that. But like overall, it's very supportive. And like we were Travis Porter started in the high school circuit. But there was one problem that we had. But that problem was actually a blessing. So we used to idolize Young Dro. Like everybody in Atlanta always idolizes Young Dro. He's like the godfather, right? And he actually dissed Travis Porter. And I remember I was talking to Meezy on the phone. So Meezy's always been one of my like best friends in the whole world. Back when I had that hip hop website, I used to film Meezy. He used to be a rapper, like a dance rapper. So Meezy, for everybody listening, that's 21 Savage's manager. So I'm talking to Meezy about the Young Dro thing. He's like, Charlie, man, that's not a good look, man. The legend is dissing y'all. I said, what you mean? It's the best thing that could have ever happened.
Right.
Like, I'm about to send this to World Star myself.
Right.
So I sent the Young Dro like video where he's in New York dissing Travis Porter. He's like in the car, somebody's filming him. I sent it to World Star, my boy Jay at World Star. I'm like, Jay, put this up. He's like, why do you want me to put this up? I said, this is about to blow Travis Porter up. But he said, Meezy, Jay, everybody was like, but he's dissing y'all. I said, watch, this is going to be dope. So they put it up. And then we filmed a response. And since Young Dro was like older and Travis Porter was kids, Travis Porter dissed him back, but laughed at him. Like, what y'all beefing with us for? We just some kids. Like, you old man. Right. Like, so it's like they laughed and clowned about it. And then next thing you know, we're on World Star for the first time. And people are like, who's Travis Porter?
Right.
Who's Travis Porter? So it's like, when it seems like something bad's happening, it's really something good.
Really something good, yeah. It seemed like it backfired on them and worked in your favor.
Exactly.
How important at that time was it to network with the DJs and build relationships with different people in music?
Everything, man. So the DJ relationships was what I really prided myself in. I wanted the strongest DJ relationships of any manager in the music industry. So I would drive around the different parts of the country. We'd do meet and greets. We'd do little promo runs. We'd make hoodies with the DJs. We'd send out packages. We would I would even do this thing. Like DJs always wanted mix show intros. Like they wanted these versions of a track that had a beat on the beginning.
I preach it all the time. Me being a DJ, people always want to send me music, and I always tell them send me a service pack. A lot of them don't even still know what it is these days. Yeah, nobody's teaching them this. This is what you need. You need an 8-bar intro, clean, dirty, acapella. Yeah, it just they don't understand it, but yeah, that's very important.
And we invented that term, service pack.
Yeah, definitely. You had the site.
We had the site because it was I wanted to be of service to the DJs. So I asked them, what do y'all want? They're like, man, that would be nice if y'all just made a zip file with the clean, dirty, instrumental, squeaky clean, 8-bar intro dirty, 8-bar intro clean. So I hired an employee to just make these, but not just for my artists. I started a website for DJs so that we could service everybody's music, But this was very strategic to me because I wanted all the DJs to appreciate me when I called.
Right.
And then when I made this website, all the DJs were like, Charlie, man, thank you for making DJ Service Pack. I appreciate this. I'm able to get my music because before DJ Service Pack, it was DigiWax. But DigiWax would make you log in. DigiWax would make you answer all these questions. Like, a lot of times, DJs are just in the club, and they need to download a song in 30
instantly,
seconds.
Yeah, I definitely use Service Pack, and it was definitely user-friendly, and you made it real good for DJs to go in. Transitioning from Travis Porter to the next artist you work with, 2 Chainz.
Mm-hmm.
How did that transition come about? And even before that, not to go back, when did you know like Travis Porter was gonna be out of there? Like, when did you really know like they had 1 or 2 songs that you know that was gonna go nationwide?
Man, I just always I was a big fan of Travis Porter even before everybody like woke up to them. I kind of saw this like singing, rapping thing as the future. Like the kids in Atlanta, like at the time, like Gucci Mane was hot, Jeezy was hot, T.I. was hot. But the next wave I saw is this kind of singy rap.
Right.
And I remember I would listen to Travis Porter's music, and it was technically bad. Like, for that time, you would hear a rapper sing, and you'd be like, that's not good.
Right.
So, but I was like, nah, I think that's what the future is going to be.
Right, it's different.
And Quez was, like, good at, like, that kind of, like, singy rap.
Right.
So I'd play it for people, and they'd be like, we don't like Travis Porter. Their name wasn't even Travis Porter. Their name was Them Hard Hitters.
Them Hard Hitters?
Yeah, that was their name.
I didn't know that.
And I asked them, I said, y'all need to change y'all's name. You know me, I like names.
Right, right.
So it's like they came up with something more marketable, even though it's 3 people, it was one name, Travis Porter, so it made people talk. But they came up with Travis Porter, and we had this song. So basically 2009, I'm going to break down this for anybody who's interested in music. This is very important. In 2009, we dropped a mixtape January 1st, 2009. Only a couple hundred people listened to it. Then we dropped another mixtape March 1st, 2009. Then we dropped a mixtape April 1st, 2009.
Wow.
Then we dropped a mixtape. Well, there was this kind of drug dealing guy who I needed to borrow money from so we could press up CDs in the summertime.
Right.
So we're gaining a tiny little bit of traction, but like rich kids were like big and we were like small. So I needed a little bit of money so I could press up CDs. So there's this guy who was Strap's cousin. He was a drug dealer, and he let me borrow like $4,000
Right.
as a loan. And we used that money to press up CDs. So he came to me and he asked me for a favor. He said, Charlie, I got a cousin. He wants to do a song with Travis Porter. I said, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. So we go down in my mom's basement. And this guy, he walks in. He had a chain on. It said ATL. I said, oh, you from Atlanta? He said, yeah, but my name is ATL. I said, you need a new name. Like, it's like, so we did this song as a favor for him. Didn't pay the song any attention. So then ATL and his cousin, the guy who loaned me the money, was like, can you put that song on y'all's next mixtape? It's like, it's not our song. He's like, man, just put it at the end. I was like, all right, cool. So the song was called All the Way Turned Up. It was ATL changed his name to Roscoe Dash.
Yeah, I know Roscoe Dash.
Mm-hmm. We put out the mixtape on August 1st, 2009. I remember all the dates of these mixtapes.
What was the thought process like? What made you say we got to drop every month back to back?
I just saw the momentum. Every project got a little bit bigger. More people were paying attention. So 400 people listened to the first one. And when we dropped the second one, it'd be like 800 people and then like a few thousand people. And then by the time August 1st came, the city of Atlanta, the city wasn't messing with us, but the skating rinks were. But we couldn't get like the club DJs, the 18 and up and 21 and up to support us because they looked at us as like little kids.
Yeah, so your thought process basically was just keep giving them, feeding them. It's going to bust through.
And then when All the Way Turned Up took off, I mean, I pulled up to a gas station on the east side of Atlanta. and I heard 4 cars playing it at the same time.
Yeah, that song was huge.
And I was like, whoa, this is what it feels like to have a hit. But the problem was the one song that was a hit wasn't our song, but everybody thought it was our song because on the track listing, it said Travis Porter featuring YT and Roscoe Dash. But that's just because it was Travis Porter's mixtape, and the graphic designer, who's actually from Florida, Colorful Money, he made the track listing. Kaz, he just put Travis Porter featuring YT and Roscoe Dash. Song blew up, big controversy. It almost ended our career, but we had to come back fast. So I said, fellas, like, I know our shows are running out, the money's running low, but we got to come with an album really, really, really fast to try to recover from this.
Right.
And we dropped a mixtape October 31st, 2009.
Halloween.
Streets Are Us with Waka Flocka Flame. And that song, that mixtape had Go Shorty Go on it. And we were able to go from, basically no shows to we were getting about $20,000 a show. And the song took off, top 20 in the country. I was working it, passing out CDs. We probably passed out 100,000 CDs on that mixtape.
What really gave you that mentality of, just really like hands-on with it? Because a lot of people don't understand that. I try to explain it to them. You have to be fully on hands. You have to be dedicated like you want it. Like, a lot of people don't have that grind. Like, it's something special. It takes a special kind of person. What made you get to that point where you woke up every day like, this is what I'm going to do?
It really had to do with, like, growing up, like, very humble. Like, my mom, my dad, my grandfather, they all sold vacuum cleaners, and so did I. And vacuum cleaner says you got to go knock on doors. Like, knock, knock, knock. Like, I want to sell you a vacuum cleaner. And then so that makes you have to get good at it. But it was like passing out CDs and, like, doing that. I was never too fancy. I didn't want to be too fancy.
Right.
I wanted to be legendary.
Right.
I didn't want to look legendary. I wanted to be legendary. And it's like, I wanted to be known as that guy who goes harder for his artist than anybody else. Like, I wanted to be the best manager in the world.
Right.
And I don't think the best manager in the world is in some office with his feet kicked up. Best manager in the world is out, like, really hustling.
Right.
And I'd pass out those CDs every night, even when we signed 2 Chainz and had big, big, big hit records. Like, I remember when we signed 2 Chainz, Travis Porter had the number 2 song in the country. It was A Ladies. So it's like, I'm out there passing out CDs for 2 Chainz, and I have a number 2 song in the country.
Right. That's what I try to explain. You can never be too good enough to put in the work. You always got to put in the work. I had that, in that sense of the work ethic, we had the same mind mentality, because that's how I think. Constant. Yeah. You got to put it in and never be too good enough. I'm humble and always will be humble, and I always will put in the work. If you got to be to me, you got to be willing to be the boss and the worker at the same time.
That's right.